Okay, so we've mapped out our route, chosen checkpoints, picked a cruise altitude, estimated true airspeed. We've even practiced going from true course to magnetic heading and calculating ground speed. Aren't we ready to jump in the airplane and travel? Sadly, not yet. We need to tie all these pieces of information together using a tool to keep them organized. That tool is the navigation log. So, how do you go from this to this? By asking 6 questions. The questions are: 1. How am I getting from departure to destination? 2. What are my checkpoints? 3. What direction will I need to point the airplane? 4. How high and fast will I be going? 5. How long will it take to get there? And 6. How much fuel will I need? Let's walk through them one by one. First question. How am I getting from our departure airport to our destination airport? Well, start by drawing a straight line between the 2 airports on the sectional. Then work around any geographic obstacles like mountains or man-made obstacles like special use airspace and TFRs. Work out how you will go through or around airspaces like Class Bravo or Class Charlie. Finally, use a plotter or a tool like ForeFlight to determine the true course or courses associated with your route. In our example trip from KRST to KMCW, there were no significant obstacles, so we were able to plan a direct route from KRST to KMCW. The whole trip will be flown using 219 degrees as the true course. Oh, by the way, using as straight a line as possible will make calculations much, much easier. Second question, what are my checkpoints? Well, your checkpoints should be ground-based features that will be easy to see from the air, and they should be between 10 and 20 nautical miles apart. I also recommend that they be slightly left or slightly right of the actual course. This makes them easier to see when you're flying. There are 2 special checkpoints that don't meet the above criteria. They are top of climb, or TOC, and top of descent, or TOD. Every flight will have at least 3 phases: takeoff and climb, cruise, and descent. And if you're on a longer flight or a flight complicated by obstacles or weather, the cruise portion may contain additional climbs and descents, but all flights will have at least these 3 phases. Now, we calculate the phases separately because climb uses more fuel than cruise, and TOC defines the end of that phase. Descent should use the same or less fuel than cruise, and the beginning of that phase will be the TOD checkpoint. In the Piper aircraft, we use the time, fuel, and distance to climb chart and the time, fuel, and distance to descend chart to determine where the top of climb and where the top of descent should be along our route. In our case, we know from the performance chart that the TOC distance will be 8 nautical miles and the time will be 6 minutes. That means TOC should be between KRST and the first geographic checkpoint. To calculate ground speed for the climb, we'll divide that 8 nautical mile distance by 6 minutes to get 1.33333333 miles per minute. Now, we'll multiply that by 60 to get 80 knots. Since there's no headwind, we don't need to do any further calculations. Using the time, fuel, and distance to descend chart indicates that the TOD will be between checkpoint 2 and checkpoint 3. And we'll calculate the ground speed using exactly the same method we just used for the climb portion. All of this information will be put in the appropriate spaces in the log. And finally, we'll use a plotter and the scale on the map to determine the leg lengths between the other checkpoints and record those in the log as well. The next question is, what direction will I need to point the airplane? As noted in earlier videos, there are several components to this question. We'll start with the bearing or bearings to the destination, then add correction for wind, and finally, we'll correct for magnetic variation. Once all of these are accounted for, we will know where to point the airplane. In our example, we know the true course from KRST to our destination of MCW is 219 degrees. So we'll put 219 into the appropriate spaces in the log. Then, using winds and temperature aloft information, we'll calculate the wind correction angle. In our case, while the winds change slightly along the route, the wind correction angle remains plus 5 degrees for the first 4 checkpoints and plus 2 degrees for the last 3. Adding the wind correction angles to the true course gives our true heading of 224 degrees and 221 degrees respectively. Finally, correcting true heading for magnetic variation of, well, in our case 0 degrees, means that our magnetic headings will be the same as the true heading. So let's put these in the logs. Easy, right? Next question. How high and how fast will we be going? Now, we decided to make the trip at 4,500 feet MSL, so let's capture that in our nav log. The speed question has two parts. First, we'll determine true airspeed. The cruise performance chart notes that if we cruise at 75% power at 4,000 feet pressure altitude, we can expect at least 123 knots true airspeed. Second, use the wind velocity and direction at 4,500 feet to determine our ground speed. If we look at the E6B from when we calculated the wind correction angle, and we make sure that the end of the line we've drawn ends at 123 knots, we can read our ground speed under the grommet. So, because our course is a single straight line, calculations are much easier and much quicker. For the first 3 checkpoints, the ground speed will be the same as the true airspeed. For the fourth leg, we'll get 126 knots, and for the last 2 legs, we'll go back to 123 knots. By the way, if you calculated the last leg with wind correction, you probably noticed it should be 126 knots. However, it doesn't really make much sense to speed up that close to the destination. So instead, we'll round pessimistically and keep the same ground speed of 123 knots. There you go. On to question number 5. How long will it take to get there? Well, we already know the time from KRST to TOC and from TOD to KMCW from the performance tables. Since we now know the ground speed and distance between each of the other checkpoints, we can compute estimated time between them by dividing the distance in nautical miles by the speed in knots. Our log shows the leg from TOC to checkpoint number 1 is 9 nautical miles. Dividing that distance by the 123 knot ground speed shows that it should take 0.07317073 of an hour. Multiplying that by 60 gives us 4.4 minutes. We'll make the same calculations for all the legs between TOC and TOD, and after doing that, our nav log should look like this. Finally, the last question. How much fuel will I need? Using the time, distance, and fuel tables has already given us estimated fuel between KRST and TOC, and between TOD and KMCW. So we just need to estimate fuel for the remaining legs of the trip, and then add everything up. For each leg, take the time in minutes and divide it by 60. This gives the time in hours. Now, for each leg, multiply the time in hours by 11.0, the estimated gallons per hour that the manufacturer provided in the 75% cruise power chart. Now, total the fuel usage for all of the legs. Please note, a note in the time, fuel, and distance to climb chart says that it includes estimated fuel for start, run-up, and taxi, so we don't need to worry about adding that. We now have an estimated total fuel usage. Now, you can finish the log by totaling all the leg distances and all the leg times as well. Congratulations! We've done it! We have gone from this to this. If any of the answers to the 6 questions didn't make sense, I have created a playlist with videos that cover each of the topics. The link can be found in the description below. Finally, if this video was helpful to you, please share it with 2 friends who might be struggling with cross-country planning. As always, thank you for watching, fly safely, and I'll see you next time. Man-made obstacles like special use airspace and TFRs. Airspores? A straight line from the departure airport to the from the departure to the destination to the destination. Why is that so hard to say? We've mapped our route, chosen checkpoints.